Array.length is unsafe. We all know that array.length is a number. However, there is way more than meets the eye. So let's take a look at some semantics. I have created the array which includes just the strings, and therefore the type is obviously string array. And let's create array.length with obviously is going to be a number. Whenever you want to learn some more advanced TypeScript or just figure out how do some semantics work, I would suggest that one of the first things that you take a look are internal TypeScript definitions, which are included in the lib.es files. So for every version of ECMAScript, there is a corresponding lib.es something, which includes functions, methods, constructors, all introduced in a certain version. In our case, we're interested in the array.length property and the index signature, which have been added in ES5, which was the version from 2009. And each upcoming version of TypeScript and ECMAScript basically extends the previous versions. So what we can see here, array.length is, it seems obvious at first, but the thing is, whenever we create, as in the line number 1 at the top here, an array which includes a strict number of elements, and we can obviously see that the length is 2, only from the fact that here the definition of the array includes length, which is a number, it's not 2, it's not 3, it's not 0, it's not 1, it's always going to be a number. So only from this fact, TypeScript just doesn't track what is the length of the array. So how we can override that simply is if we create what is called a tuple. So let's create const tuple, which is for instance going to be a tuple of 2 strings. So a tuple is a slightly different thing than an array. It's a subtype of an array. So what we can see here is that if we take a look at what is the length of the tuple, we would quickly see that yes, this is 2. Let me just move over here. So for tuples, the length is strictly tracked. Now there is one more thing about arrays. If we want to take a look at a certain value, a certain element of the array, let's make it even array of 0. Obviously, this is a string. However, if we move it into 1,100,000 millions, whatever, TypeScript also doesn't track. And why is that? Let's again take a look at what is the definition here. So let's move into the ES5 definition of the interface, and we have to scroll down to the very end of the single definition, just after reduce right, and we will see that there is a definition of the index signature, which basically means that for any number that you could have whatsoever, whatever it is going to be t. So if our element is just a string, we could write basically whatever number we've got here, and t is going to be returned. So obviously, in case of an array of length 2, this one doesn't exist, and there is a way that we could override this behavior using the no unchecked index access TypeScript compiler option, though it's very important that you keep in mind that actually the default behavior of arrays and many other types and classes in TypeScript is basically written down over here in those types. So whenever you're seeing an unexpected behavior, take a look first at what are the type definitions.